Hey, hi guys, it's Matt Lucas with Michael Mananquil at Team USA. Michael just fought in K1 and I wanted to take a minute to do an interview with him. So Michael, how did you get into fighting?
Hey guys, I guess I started when I was 15, so 15 years ago, and I guess I was kind of referred through. I got in some trouble at school, so it was an option whether to do I don't know, it's not community service back then, just kind of extracurricular activities after school or join a martial art, and I picked martial arts.
What did you get caught doing?
Oh, come on, man. I don't know, I got busted at school, yeah.
Being delinquent.
Okay. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay. You've been fighting for about 15 years since?
Yeah, training for 15.
Okay. And what's your record now?
I think it's, it keeps changing, but I think it's like 27, 3, and 1.
And you fight around 154 now?
Yeah, so I moved up recently.
From 147?
Yeah, 147.
Why did you make the change? Just getting older, or?
Yeah, getting older, and also I got introduced to the K1 tournament. So, and I know that's the 154 tournament. So I fought one fight previously to my K1 debut at 54 as well.
Yeah. How did you feel about the weight difference?
It doesn't matter to me because I'm normally around like 160-ish, and the cut is like nothing, and the only difference is my opponents. They're a lot bigger. For me, it's the same.
How many fights per year have you been doing lately?
I took a minor hiatus because I got married and had a little daughter.
Oh, congratulations!
Man, thanks. And I took about, I think, a year and something off. But usually, I'm fighting like 3 times a year. I'd like to up it if I could, but you know, things always happen. Yeah, I kind of want to fight like Kai, like maybe like 7, 8. How many fights? How many fight? Like 9
fights. Yeah, that's pretty active.
Nice. Yeah.
So one of your last fights was like Raw or something, right? Or
no, I fought a lot after that. Like it was mostly like overseas. I fought in China. I fought in Belarus. I fought Malapet twice, and then I fought.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
The Malapet saga, and then yeah, Luis recently before K1 against.
He's the Mexican guy, right? Luis Bayo. Yeah. So what's your goal with fighting?
I guess I'd like to do it as long as I can. I know getting to the top is always like, you know, that's always a nice dream, but you know, I'm never going to be the strongest man in the world. But you know, I also, you know, I like Muay Thai, so I know that I'm doing a good thing by promoting it in the U.S. At least for, you know, the Thai culture. Also, you know, it'd be nice to support my family. I mean, that's important stuff.
Are you you're working as well as fighting?
Yeah, I teach here.
Yeah.
And then also, so I teach daytime and night times and power conditioning. I think I'm going to start teaching the junior class, and then on Saturdays I help my father out at this shop. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Downtown.
Awesome. What's your training regime like?
I lift weights about 3 times a week. I go running 2 times a week, and then I'm in here about twice a day. Yeah.
So pretty active.
Yeah, I try to be.
How would you describe your fighting style?
Overall, like I like to set up techniques in order to chain something else afterwards, instead of just coming in and throwing heavy leather all the time. I like to also kind of, you know, not like take too much and hit at the same time, but because, you know, in the long run you're gonna feel the repercussions. Other than that, with the K1 style, I think it's a lot different now because I got a little thrown off by the rules. They mentioned that if you like move backwards too much, you're gonna get a point deducted, and so that kind of stuck in me before the fight. So instead of moving out after a technique, I just stood there and tried to weather the storm so I can bang with them back, and that turned out to be a little bit of a sloppy fight.
Yeah. What did you think about it besides it being a little sloppy?
Well, a lot of people from what I've talked to, they thoroughly enjoyed it. They liked it, they watched it, they're like, oh man, that was such an exciting fight and whatnot, because I think the audience really enjoys somewhat of a slugfest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which they do, you know what I mean? I think that's why a lot of people like Kevin, because he brings it, you know, and then they give and take a lot. But to be honest, that's not the way I like to fight. I think you know, taking damage is taking damage, you know,
yeah.
Bottom line. Yeah.
If you had to do the fight again, what would you do different?
I think I'd fight exactly how I'd fought, regardless of listening to the rules and being, you know, I think it was my first one, so I tried to abide by the guidelines. So,
yeah. How did you feel adapting to the K1 rules, because you've had a long background in Muay Thai?
Yeah, I like Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I do. I like throwing elbows. I like the clinch. I like, you know, just the techniques that you can apply from Muay Thai as opposed to just punching and kicking and, you know, limiting your weapons. And you don't really get to showcase, you know, all that you've learned. And I guess Muay Thai in general.
So how do you feel like you adapted or changed for that? Did you feel like there were a lot of changes that you made in your...
No, not too much.
No.
Fighting wise, I'm not going to like really try to change too much because, yeah, I guess, you know, the recipe that I've been using works, and you know, yeah.
Did you think there was a big difference between the 3 rounds versus 5?
It's pretty quick paced. But no, I don't think it's too big of a deal. I know Scotty, when I fought him, he was a big boy. He was like he was a big guy. He was like 170 something, but and he was strong too. Nice
yeah, awesome. When do you think you'll stop fighting? How old are you now?
I'm 30.
Yeah.
I just turned 30. So that thought crosses my mind a little more frequently.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm worried about my health. I always want to be in good condition and be able to play with my kids as I grow up and they grow up and all that, you know, cheesy stuff. But also, I want to have somewhat of a foundation to go off of. You know, I don't want to just exit the sport and start from ground zero. I'd like to accomplish, you know, either open up my own gym, continue. I'm going to do something Muay Thai oriented in the future, without a doubt. It'd be nice to win this tournament, you know what I mean? That's a high goal, but it's definitely possible. I mean, if I get a cool meal, then I have something to start off with. You know,
it's a pretty good start.
It's a huge start, yeah.
And when your next fight is in Greece?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I think that's actually me and Chaz were just texting today. We were like, we didn't know where it was going to be, and the only information that I got was off the website and said that Greece in December was going to be in Athens, and that would be the next finals. So, but there are still 4 Americans in the bracket, so I'm not too sure how that works. Yeah.
And so you'll be fighting either Justin, Chaz, or...
We didn't know either. Actually, I don't know, because how the U.S. K1 Grand Prix did it is those Americans are matched up in a 16 tournament and they're fighting, you know, other countries.
Well, yeah. Best of luck in the future. Hopefully we'll see you in the ring and around the Bay. Yeah. Thank you a lot for your time. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, I like you guys' website a lot, mymuaythai.com. It's pretty good. You guys have good fights all the time, good interviews. And I'm grateful that you guys came out to ask me questions and whatnot. So thanks, and I'll do my best in the upcoming K1. Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.